I'll let it fly. You can count me in, so when the night falls, I'll be on your side. These eyes don't lie, 'cause my defeated heart's got nothing to hide. It's my only vice. Can you feel my, can you feel my, can you feel my tears? They won't dry. Can you feel my, can you feel my, can you feel my tears? They won't dry. Can you feel my, can you feel my, can you feel my tears? They won't dry. Can you feel my, can you feel my teardrops of the loneliest girl, the loneliest girl? Keep it close to your heart, and it won't go. Keep it close, and then you'll.
Oh, I had the wrong channel muted. Oops, apologies for that. Okay, there we go. I don't know why the second one opened. Okay, yeah, I was just saying, I don't think anyone's actually in chat, but just if anyone is joining at some point, basically the last time I launched this, I was working on getting the inverted kinematics for the station's animation setup, but the problem was is that I was trying to fix Rider at the same time because it just wasn't working. So if I was to do gizmos, the IntelliSense wouldn't appear. But it's working now. Nothing changes. I couldn't care less. So yeah. No, let me maximize that. So plan's going to be, I need to get a vector, vector-free position equals transform dot position, and then position plus with the rotation, and position plus vector, projector up vector. So, yep, that's all working. Yeah, that should exit me out of safe mode. Excellent, cool. Okay, so we should now see once Unity kicks into here. Oh, this is the bootstrapping scene. Main menu, there you go. Yeah, we should now see. Oh, I'm being stupid. No, that's the prefab, not the scene. I was like, where the hell is all the other stuff on those? Main menu. Move the game window back down here so it doesn't bother me while I'm trying to do this. And this is going to need to be multiplied by 100f. So cool, have that. I also want to say gizmos.color, and I'll set this to orange red, forest green. Everyone loves the forest green. I have to have a look at seeing about setting up a ping in the Discord. Let's say new channel. Streams. Can't manage anything. Create invite, no. Make sure actually send messages. Create public threads. Embed links, no attach files, no add reactions, sure. Use external emojis. Do this. Messages, messages. Use application commands. Okay, there we go. How do I get the YouTube's streaming system is really bad, I'm gonna be honest. The share. Oh, okay, found it. Okay, anyway, so I was just messaging Arij. She's I'm not sure if she'll be joining or not today. Okay, let's have a look. Why are we unable to see the gizmos? Space station. Oh, we can. Oh, right, because it was 0, 0, I was drawing a line to nothing. Yeah. Stupid Charlie. This admittedly shouldn't be... Do I want it to look vector, or do I want it as a orientation with pitch roll in your... To be honest, what I will probably do what I'll probably do actually is I don't care much for this being a look vector. Projector, Euler, rotation. So I'm being a bit thick today. Rotation vector. Okay, I don't need that anymore. And for this, I want to create a position is vector 3 dot forward times by the Euler a quaternion representing the rotation of that. What is it combined now? Because I'm rotating it in, I'm multiplying it in the wrong order. Okay, there you go. Cool. Snazzy. I can also get rid of the. Oh, that's already done. Cool. Okay, so as this faces forward, then if I rotate around the y, if I rotate around x and rotate around the z, does absolutely nothing, which is what we intended. We do actually want to display that z, to be fair. So, how do I go about doing this? I could just multiply the up vector now. Hey, nice. And then, yeah, cool. So let's change this back to orange red. And now, the first thing I want to do is actually reset the orientation of the space platform. Cool. Currently we're in Euler lock, Kimball lock, because what we'd actually want to have is that rotated by 90 degrees. So the very first thing I want to do is rotate everything so it's actually matching the correct rings. Okay, that one. The first ring needs to rotate. The first ring is actually pitch and roll. Yeah. Okay. So that makes, yeah, so this needs to be pitch and roll. Oh no, it's pitch and yaw. Actually, it's just pitch. What am I talking about? Okay, pitch. Which means that the second ring needs to be, is going to be, as that angles up and down, that one's going to orientate, that's going to be roll. Which means this needs to be yaw. Right, okay. For that to work, if I add some extra vectors, ring 1 offset. So I've got music playing in the background, but it's like, because I'm currently pretty new to streaming, I don't really want to play it out loud because I don't want my channel taken down. It'd probably be useful if I actually just found some copyright-free music and stuff like that. But yeah. Cool. Space Station FF. Why is that rotated again? That must be 0. Just don't believe. Yeah, I should. Okay, let's let's start this again. Space Station. Okay, in other words, we don't want to rotate Y at all. So yeah, first ring is roll. Which means this needs to have a 90-degree offset. Oh, that's just a objective thing. Okay. Right. So, yep, like that. And then like it. -90. I believe that's correct. So, okay, so that would mean rotating this one is going to affect you roll. What did I say it was? Affect pitch. Okay, that's not correct. That's because I'm slightly something. That's affecting that one, and this one should be affecting up and down. Okay, so that's pitch. Pitch. Your roll is correct values. Negative, -90. believe that's correct. Okay, negative 90, negative 90, 90. Once unity kicks in. Turn off. Negative 90. Negative 90. 90. Control S. Overrides. Apply. Okay. So, okay, we've got that. So now we just need to work backwards. Which would be, we've got our geometry. We've got our lovely little vector now over here. Not that I can seem to see it. What the hell has happened to the star? God, this star shader needs some work. Oh no. Sorry, I keep getting messages on my phone. Okay, cool. I'm going to hard code these. Bring one rotation offset is vector free. New vector free 0, 0, negative 90. So that way I can kind of clear up a bit of the inspector. Can these be consts? No. It's there to create an object. Okay, so I then want to grab our lovely pointy vector. Which I'm not entirely sure why it's not rendering. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Oh, there you go. It is rendering. It's just really bloody hard to see. Okay. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to first flatten the forward vector. Right, do I even need to do this? Because I'm literally getting the rotation there. Okay, let's try this. nothing's changed, which is exactly what we want, until we come to this, and I rotate X. Okay, that's rotating around Y. I guess the order of rotation is the wrong way around. Cool. Double click didn't happen. Okay, let's have a look. Sorry, just grabbing a drink while waiting for Unity to sort itself out. Alright, let's have a look. So main menu, that one, space. Okay, grab this, rotate around Y. That is still not working. What orientation is that? Why is that happening? I mean, it's doing it. Well, okay, it's not doing it correctly at all. But why does it want me to do it like this? I don't like that. Sorry, the reason I don't like it is because it doesn't make sense to me. Because it doesn't make sense to me, I'm like, I don't know whether or not that's correct. Okay, that's working now. Cool. Excellent. Okay, that would then be ring 1, because that's rotating it around your, right? Pitch, your, yeah. Sorry, ring 2, yep. So I'll grab that, multiplied by Y. Okay, that's just flat out not working. So I need to actually rotate it around the X. Oh, actually, to be fair, I was on the wrong axis anyway. That could make sense. I think it is X anyway, because I've rotated it by 90 degrees on the other axis anyway. I think that's where this thing is occurring, that I'm rotating around local axes. Okay, yeah, around the X. So yeah, effectively, because this is rotating around the local axis, the code-wise, but because they're all parented under the ring hierarchy of like the ring then affects the next one, so on and so forth, that's causing it to have a slight fallback issue where the axes that I'm actually then rotating around eventually are in different orientations, which is slightly concerning. to what I think is going to cause a problem, but here's hoping. Okay. Well, okay, it's doing it the wrong way, but nice. So this actually is working. I just need to swap this to a negative. Which means this one is then going to take the z-axis to 0, and I'll just put it back to z, because this shouldn't have any rotationary issues. I believe so, at least. We'll see. Let's play. Okay, cool. Space station. Okay, and now go up. Nice, and then if I rotate Z, the whole thing breaks. Okay, I guess that makes sense because we're orientating the entire axes of the other two. That's such a pain in the arse though. How do I solve that? Because I could just get rid of this and have this instead, but I need to set up proper volumetric some of this stuff. But I do want to have it so that I can rotate that upper ring for when like doing the animation and stuff like that. Because I'd like for this to spin, so I'm changing the up axis of it. How though? I have a feeling what I need to do is rotate the actual sorry, let me 0, 0 this. Because on the case that this turns, this is actually, okay, yeah, so this is turning. So if I rotate that like that, that's now going to mean that becomes pitch. Whereas, okay, that is pitch, but I check it out. That's pitch. Change this to 90. Now that becomes your, okay, right. So roll flips these two, which means I think what I need to do is multiply by the trig of it. Like having like a cosine of it and then multiply by that. Okay, let's try that. Okay, float. Sine y equals So sorry, I'm thinking things through as I'm doing this. So float sine z is equal to math f degrees to radians. Do I need to do this? I think so. Yeah. Okay, and then cos. Because yeah. Cool. So that's going to give me those. I then want to do float the ring to x is equal to times sine z. Cos z, and this needs to be the y. Which means that, because that then becomes the x orientation. That then turns this into that might be the case, but because it's negative, it's actually offset. Sorry, I'm just thinking, before I even try this, what happens at a 45-degree angle? Because I'm curious to see, so at a 90-degree angle, this, let me turn off the bloody nebula. It's really annoying. Okay, cool. Okay, at a 90-degree angle, this flips, but at a 45-degree angle, it's still rotating around that though, so I can't affect. Because if I rotate it around that, and then rotate it around that, God, becomes of a rotation after it's rotated in terms of... Can I just take the actual rotation Euler, quaternion rotation after roll equals that times the that. So I'm effectively taking the orientation, which I'm assuming is like, let's say like that. Like that. Quaternion Euler. Because if there is no roll rotation, that's not going to do anything. But if there is, then that's going to orient it in a different way. Restart, replay. I'm not actually sure if that's saving my changes as I do that in the code, to be honest. But I'm feeling safer about actually just restarting. Okay, let's... Okay, that's just doing absolutely fucking nothing. Like that. Oh, right. Vector. Sorry, I'm being thick again. Vector free, quaternion rotation. Euler rotation. Roll, and this needs to be this. Sorry, my bad. Okay, let's start this again. Check what happens on the Z rotation. Z. In geometry, nebula, space. Okay, that's doing... Oh, because it's turned off. Okay, 1 second. Absolutely freaking nothing. That one. That one. That one. And that one. Nope. In fact, I'm going to turn that off again. This one. Okay, cool. That's going up and down. Set that to 0. Set this to say like that. Degrees. Okay, that's different. It becomes the inverse of what I want it to be. But okay, if I go 180, 0. Oh, I've got 180. Oh, okay, that's just fucking working. What? This makes 0 sense. 90. Okay, put on 45. Zero, 45. 45. Okay, the rotation is horribly wrong. Let me change the order and see if that fixes it, just on a whim. Oh, wait. No, it is working. But the second I introduce that, I change it to 0. Let me view from the top. Okay. So which ones? What happened? I don't know what happened there with my stream. That was odd. Oh god, I'm being really dumb here. Alright, let me take a step back. Sorry. Get rid of the 2 rings because I feel like I'm doing this in the wrong order. I feel I should have started with the Z1, which I know, which I want to confirm works, and went backwards from there. Okay. Let's turn this off. before I forget, turn off this one as well because the nebula's pissing me off. Press play. Okay. Why is it back up? Is it because I didn't save? Oh, it's really annoying. Okay, press play. Okay. Oh, right. I do actually need these two to orientate it in the correct axis in the first place. Okay, cool. So let's try this. Okay. We've got our star. If I rotate around this, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, that's not going to cause a problem. Cool. So, if I rotate around this, what I need to first do is probably easiest if I flatten the orientation in the vector of that and then rotate by that angle. That's such a faff though, because effectively I've got this. That is the orientation vector. If I also grab the because it's okay. Vector 3 forward vector equals. And this is kind of redundant, but I want to. Well, I'm going to be doing this conversion anyway eventually. And I also want to see what things get preserved as I do this. Okay. Forward vector and up vector, and then quaternion dot look vector is equal to that. And then vector 3 look vector look vector user rotation is equal to that. So this is going to be our new replacement for that. And I want to see first if this does the exact same thing. If it does, then we're in good business. Nothing's changed, so let's zero that out again and rotate. Yeah, that's looking good. Cool. Cool. So, with that said, we now want to take our new vector and we want to rotate it. So the look vector, I should say look vector is equal to probably the inverse if I know. Because effectively, I want roll to be applied first. Because I think that's the problem I'm having, is that the rotation order is going in the wrong direction. Because I have a goddamn. Sorry everyone. I am just very, very slowly thinking this through. I've got like a little book here that I write things down. Actually, for the stream, let me get Critter up. I can think it through. So should the axis be rotated like that? And that's a rotation of say 30 degrees on that. I want to then rotate everything back by 30 degrees. So yeah, it would be the inverse. So look vector times the does this have a dot inverse? I think it is just quaternion inverse. Quaternion dot inverse of that rotation. I can do the rotation. Right, okay, because it's now clocking to me why it was 40, why 90 was causing it to be body vector stuff, because it wasn't that it was flipping the orientation of rotation, it was that what is it complaining at? What have I done? Invalid operation cannot be used during play mode. Okay, that's a shame. Well, it's I don't care. Oh, okay, cool. 0. No. Why is this rotating around Z again? What's even rotating? Oh, right, this part here. Multiply by the inverse. Oh, sorry everyone, someone's about to call me. I'm just going to quickly mute myself. Hello Robert, sorry about that. Somebody just called me. Okay, so sorry, as I was saying, the thing I'm trying to check at the moment is not that one, is to get the orientation of this working out. Right, I've got to paste in this. Call's distracting me, gosh darn it. So let me try this. I want to see if, because effectively what's occurring is that as we orientate ourselves on the Z, that's causing it to have a knock-on reaction with the rest of the axes. So yeah, cool, that's still working. That shouldn't have broken anyway. This one is rotating around the completely wrong axis. So let me quickly fix that. Okay, this should be 0. That should be Y. We'll wait until this is done and test it. Let's play. Main menu, geometry, star. Station. Okay, it's going in the wrong direction. So negative still. So this is looking very much like the code I wrote a second ago, which makes sense because it's still 0. Annoyingly, I probably should have just kept that code, but that's okay. Cool. Okay, now what I'm going to do is if this is working correctly, as I rotate this, that didn't work. I think it's the order of this. So to look back to, so the feeling that was only rotating around the Let's try this. Annoyingly, it's going to make me reselect again. I might see about trying to set that up on a thing I can press, like little toggle down here again. Cool. Okay, so if I rotate this now, that's working. If I rotate this, okay, it is turning. I can't tell if it's actually turning correctly though. It doesn't seem to be. Because what I want is for it to, if it's on that axis, it's like 90 and then 20. I mean, to be fair, this is working. It's trying to orient itself on and multiply that by the x-axis. I think it wasn't working enough, so I think I have to move it to the y-axis. Because the axes have been flipped due to the first rotation. So everyone in chat, this is probably really, really dull. If I go back to this being 0, this being 0, okay. So rotating around this, that is not correctly rotating around it, right? So this actually needs to go on the Z. Like, wait until Unity's kicked in. Okay, there you go, that's working. And that's working. So this is the thing, this bit here, where it's like this, okay, that's a bit fun and funky. That wasn't happening earlier. Something happened where it can't now go over the top of itself. Oh wait, holy shit. Oh my god. Wait, it is working, is it? Yeah. Meow. Okay, that's working. Why is it broken on the other thing now? So I'm just seeing if there is any broken bits in this, but I think we're all good. It's a little bit clipping there. I might have to update the model on. Wait, is it clipping or is it just the angle? Oh no, it's just the angle. There's no clipping. Cool. And so there shouldn't be any clipping. Okay, cool. So now we have to figure out why on earth it then breaks. Does it work going positive? Okay, 90 it breaks. Okay, I guess edge cases are it can't go to 99. So let's test this. By private void generate new random target, and this needs to be in menu item generate new random target. Cool. Okay, and we want the target to be I was gonna say a position on a sphere, but to be honest, I could probably just generate the I could probably skip all of this section because I don't actually care about the forward vector. I guess actually I do because I'm rotating it actually, so probably it's worth me keeping this. Yeah, okay, I'll keep that. Okay, cool. So equals new vector free random dot random not appearing. Alright, because I have x is equal to random. Oh, nice. I believe that might be Rihanna back, so I'm just going to quickly mute myself. Hello! Sorry, I'm back. Apologies to the viewer who was watching me and has left. Rihanna came in. I'm going to now try and set up a little animation. So private I enumerator. Why is that not happy with me? Systems collections. Private I enumerator. Transition to new target coroutine. Transition to the target coroutine. Lovely. What I'll probably do is actually pass in the target vector free target Euler rotation. Target Euler rotation. I'd say start coroutine. And this is going to take that and that. Oh, right. I'm being a bit thick. Start coroutine, that. Cool. There we go. So what I want to then do is for float time elapsed equals 0. Time elapsed is less than 1 second, which is actually the duration equals. I'll change it to 5 seconds. Actually, let me. Serialize build float animation duration. Animation curve. Target. New target animation. New target animation curve. I actually want to copy and paste it to these. Change this to. Firing animation curve. This is the animation curve. Cool. Private void, private I enumerator, firing animation coroutine, and targeting. Change this to targeting because target. If targeting animation coroutine is not equal to null, then return. So I want to wait till it's completed, or I can do it again. Cool. So duration is equal to targeting duration, which actually I can just stick with that there, don't do that anymore. Did not mean to do that. So this wants to be the weight. So float weight is equal to the time lapse with the animation durations. That's going to get me into that. I also want to say the vector free for the. Oh, hello, hello. Who's joined? Current angular rotation is equal to the in fact the original angular rotation is equal to that, because I'm going to look between this say duration weight and float animation weight, and this needs to be targeting animation curve dot evaluate duration weight. Cool. And then quaternion dot ler. The S ler, right? Look, direction is equal to the quaternion S ler of the attitude. So just to update the person who's just joined, basically what I'm trying to do at the moment is, let me the yield return null. Double type then. So yeah, what I'm trying to, where's it still complaining at me? What's happened? I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be complaining anymore. What's that? What is the issue with this? I have no idea, and quite frankly, I don't care. It's kind of usually play with. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay. So effectively, what I'm trying to do at the moment is I've got this space station that is going to be kind of the main center point of the game, and the player's primarily going to be viewing the entire thing from inside, basically a lab on the space station. It's just kind of progressive idle game. It's not going to be like a big exploration kind of thing of the station. But the main thing is that the centerpiece of it is this. At the start of the game, you're only on this center ring, and as the game progresses, to get the kind of victory condition, you eventually have to kind of unlock and build this big like space gun thing that sits around it. I was currently just working on the setting this thing up so that when it rotates as a gyroscope. So I wanted it all to be connected. It's not just floating parts and things like that. So to show this, if I rotate this bit here, you can see just at this joint here, and there's a joint just over at the back here. Once Unity lets me move over, this bit here, which are all joined to the center of the station by these parts here. But when I rotate this, it will rotate the rest, which is all well and good. So if I rotate this one, you can see it like moves the gun up. If I rotate this one, it moves the gun like this, and each one is rotating around these kind of joints that hold the gyroscope in place. The thing that I was working on a second ago was, if I move this over here so I can show you, is because I don't want to just set the rotations manually and do it like that. I wanted to instead have it so that we set the target direction, and then the whole thing figures out what the orientation needs to be in. And this is most noticeable as I now apply a new rotation to roll it basically around the roll. So if I do this, you'll be able to see that the gun itself doesn't change position, but the entirety of the rest of the rings reposition themselves. Sorry sorry about that. I started sneezing. So yeah, as I move the gun doesn't move, but the whole station rolls and stuff like that. So now that I've got that working, what I wanted to do is have basically the ability to just say, generate a new position and play the firing animation. And so that's what I'm quickly doing here. So I'm just creating a new method function. Sorry, I grew up using Java, so I sometimes say the wrong things. Where effectively I want to say quaternion.Euler target rotation is equal to so this is going to give us the forward vector of that. I'm also going to want to do it for the target rotation. So target Euler quaternion, because this is no longer a Euler rotation, this is also a quaternion. So these are our two targets. This is our current one, which actually I want to take as the current. I don't need the target anymore. So this is going to be our current one. That's the original, and then we have that. So now, once we have this, we can then use a quaternion SLUT, which is a spherical linear interpolation, to LUT between these 2 points across this. Why is this complaining? Did I put them in the wrong order? It sometimes wants it like this instead. Oh, no. I know why. It's because I'm using the wrong one. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So that's going to give us the look direction now. So this is basically saying across the animation, generate me this new vector, or sorry, this new quaternion facing the direction. Hello, Rihanna. I can mute myself. Hello, sorry about that. Rihanna came in. So I will say. So yeah, sorry, go back to that second. So we have the new look vector, and every single frame we're going to be updating this across a period of n seconds, which in this case is target animation duration, and I've currently set it to 0, but it's going to probably be around 5 seconds. Once this is, every single time we do this, I want to actually pass in the, I want to then apply it to the rings. So down here I've been testing this in update, which is where all of this has come from. But instead, what I'm going to do is say, just call this update ring positions, which means it's no longer going to be applied during the game loop. But we can apply it ourselves just down here. And this is going to be trying to apply this Euler rotation. Instead, what I'm going to do is I will delete this, I'm thinking. Yep, because I don't think I need that. Instead, what I'll do is I'll pass in the quaternion numerics, quaternion, the look vector into this, which we can get rid of U. And then once we have that, we then reconvert it back to the Euler angles. It's a bit of a faff, but there is a reason I'm doing this. What is it complaining at? Alright, because it wants... I'm just going to rename it to look vector because I prefer that. Okay, so this should now potentially work. Once it's done, I want to set the update ring positions to the target position. And then I'll set the targeting animation coroutine equal to null. Done. Cool. And now basically just clear it so we don't have to look at it again. So it won't block us trying to run this again. So I might have got, if I reset this, I might have got part of this slightly wrong, because the way I'm currently trying to run this is with the ability to add function calls to the right-click menu when you modify things. Yeah, it is not here, which is fine because I need to modify some of these values anyway, so I'll quickly do that. So I'll set this to that one, this one also to that one, this to 5 seconds, down to 5 seconds. The firing animation currently isn't working. I haven't done any code on that. But yeah, so the way I was trying to do this is add menu item. Let me quickly have a Google of this. How to call functions from inspector on inspector context. Oh, I think it's context menu, not menu item. Yeah, context menu. Not menu item. That would make sense. Cool. Let's try this. Okay. Click on that. Click play. And with any luck, if I click on this and then right click that, okay, it's now facing downwards. Let's right click again. Okay, no, that makes sense. So I was confused for why it was randomly snapping two things, but it's because I'm never actually updating the current projection of rotation. So, because I'm setting it as the original here, but then where I want to actually use it, dot. Ah. Okay. Is equal to the quaternion. Sorry, it's equal to the look vector dot Euler angles that, and then that will update that. This one here, I actually want to set to the new look vector. Can I get rid of this stuff here? Because yeah, the idea is that I'm only going to be updating this. Yeah, okay, let's try this. Sorry, what was effectively happening there was I was using the global version of it, which I'm trying to think if I even still need. Probably not. So I think it's going to be a bit snappy on the first time because I don't think it's been updated. Oh no, it shouldn't be actually because it's using the. Okay, it's still snappy, but okay, let's try again. Try again. Try again. Oh, that was very quick. Okay, so it's kind of working. There is a weird bug when it goes over the top. Let's see if it occurs. Yeah, okay, something to do when it gets to the top, it really doesn't like. It's looking pretty good though, I would say. Other than when it does stuff like that, where it's like, for some reason, deciding to do fancy little flips. Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at like the mounting points, because this is the bit that I care most about, is whether or not that's gonna work okay. Cool. Okay, let's assume that's working. Assume being the big word. And then let's create a new one and say transition. I'm going to change this to targeting coroutine. Targeting coroutine. And this can be firing coroutine. Original quaternion is the current rotation. Over the course of that, I want to say float z rotation equals 0. Wants to be original rotation dot unit angles dot z, like that. Then I want to say over the course of the animation, z rotation plus equals animation weight times 10. This is going to be how quickly it's spinning. And then the new vector is just going to be I'm actually going to want to have it so that we have the original. We don't actually need that at all. Yeah, the original quaternion. Vector free up is equal to the original quaternion times vector free dot up times that. No, I did think it did need to be the other way around. Quaternion dot Euler times mu x3 0 0 z rotation. Which actually, if that's the case, I need just to equal 0 because yeah. And I don't need any of this because that's redundant. And then the new quaternion is just going to equal to the look rotation of the forward times with that one as the out vector. What a magnet! I can't believe I just did that. Okay. Cool. Because this doesn't have a target one, so we don't actually need that. Targeting coroutine. Firing coroutine doesn't need any of this stuff. Alright, let's have a look. I'll get this done and then I'll see about trying to fix that error with it flipping over the top. I'll probably do that later because I think my dinner's going to be coming within the next 10 minutes. That's what Rihanna was talking to me about. But I'll see if I can quickly get this done. So whoever's watching me in chat, which I do appreciate, nice to have the company. You'll get to see it actually working, hopefully. Alright, let's have a look. Is this, if I generate a random target? Oh. Okay, cool. And then if I tell it to fire the cannon, it'd be spinning all over the place. That is not what I wanted. Okay, I have a feeling that's rotation order. I say that, but even with rotation order, that shouldn't affect it that much. There's the original times the forward vector. Right, well, no time at the present. Oh, it's trying its best. Well, it's just facing the completely wrong direction now. Okay, now it's facing the right direction. Maybe it's an issue with... No, it is giving a wiggle. I also need to change this curve to be... edit key 1. Is that dinner? Okay. So I'm just going to text this quickly and then I'll be down.
Yeah, print it up.
What's right?
I'll print it up.
Just go down and take it up.
Oh, I'll print it up. You can take it.
Oh, okay. Okay. It does a little bit of a wiggle. And that... Okay, why is it? Oh, I think I do know why that's happening, because it's not even using the correct curve. Paste that in. Let me guess. This must be firing animation curve, and then this must be firing animation. Not correct. Duration. Okay. Okay, it works when it's facing that direction. No. Okay, generate a new position. And then it goes absolutely mental. Okay. Because part of it is that and the rest of it is inside here. Okay, well, as I say, I'm going to have a look at this later. I appreciate everyone joining. Yeah, hopefully I'll do some more of these streams soon. And show a bit more of an interesting thing within the game. Because at the moment I'm just trying to work on this, which is, I guess, kind of end-game content, but also not really, because it's main menu as well. But yeah, so thank you for watching. I shall bid you farewell. Bye bye.